When you think about the word spirituality, what comes to mind? I'll give you a second actually to think about that. Because I know for me, when I've thought about the word spirituality in the past, I always thought about religion. And then in recent times, I've thought about this meme style world that we live in where all these trigger words get created. And I think that spirituality has been hijacked by the, internet meme builders, so to speak. I'm not picking on all you women out there, but it's funny how it's one of those words that has become trendy, right? So you have the two sides that I've wrestled with a bit. Is you have it's a religious term, or it is a term that is trending on social media for somebody to make a meme about their spirituality, which they are probably in zero connection with their spirituality. They just want to say that they are because it looks cool on the internet. I think as men, we get deterred a little bit. I know, at least for a man like myself, and if you're a man like me and you're listening to this and you aren't the trendy type guy that's, that looks at spirituality as, us sitting in a robe on the beach with a bunch of beads on and meditating for 24 hours a day on our, inner child or whatever. I'm not trying to bash those guys. It's just sometimes I ramble off and do it. But if we're not that guy, and maybe we're not the guy that is a church guy, then what does spirituality mean to us? It's something we probably just don't think about. But I'm telling you right now, it's something you should think about. But let me take a stab at trying to spin it in a more masculine way, so to speak. That's what I'm going to try to do with everything on this channel. Just a heads up is there's a lot of words that I believe have been hijacked that are now trendy words that completely push a lot of us more masculine men away from, because we don't want to be trendy and all these, social media type things. But let me take a stab, like I said. Spirituality, to me, is the attachment that you have to that inner part of yourself which you cannot see, which is your subconscious, which is God. That's why you always hear me say on this channel that you are God. And being that we're talking about spirituality, let me explain that a little bit more. And that is, you are the God of your world. You are the creator. When I speak about you being God or being a God, it means you are a creator, because in every religious denomination, or whatever you want to say, throughout history, they worship the creator typically. So if you become the creator, you become like God or God, depending on how you want to look at it. That God is your spirit. So if you pair your imagination, subconscious kind of together like that, and your belief is another one. Another huge part of religion is belief. So if you can get your subconscious to believe something to be true, you will manifest and create it in your world, which makes you a God of your world. And now if you don't do that, if you allow the external to be your creator, now you're just a consumer of somebody else's creation, somebody else's world. And you lose yourself as a man when you disconnect from creating your own world. If all of us men just decided that as of right now, we are going to become the creators of our world, what would this place look like? You know, without consumption, if we focus on creation and not consumption, the system that keeps us in the shitty places we are no longer exists if we do that. Now, that's going to be tough to do. But hey, why not give it a try? Right? So, to me, spirituality is connecting with the creator that is you. And now the external part of that is the fact that your subconscious mind, or the God within you, is attached to everything energetically in this entire universe. That was a very, very tough concept for me to believe off the start. Because again, that was the universe and the law of attraction. By the way, I'm a law of assumption guy, not a law of attraction guy. But these are all these words that have been hijacked and made trendy by a bunch of trendy people that just use these words to sound cool when they actually don't really use them or implement them. The universe and energy and all that stuff, it deterred me as a man. Therefore, it disconnected me from the possibility of finding a better way to see these things as a man, as a masculine man. And that is my purpose with this channel and with my life, is to try to help you men that are listening to me, and maybe women. I don't know. I just assume women don't listen to me. I kind of look like the man your mama warned you about. But if you're listening, cool. Welcome. But at the end of the day, as men, I think we need to look at these concepts and implement them. Otherwise, we'll stay away from them. And if we stay away from them, if we stay away from the thought that we are the creators and that we need to use spirituality, that the universe is an energy field, all these things, we'll miss the boat. And then we just become more consumptive and more embedded into the system. So as men, we need to become spiritual and we need to become creators. But let's do it in the most masculine way possible, which is going out into your world, because it is your world. It's not their world. We got to stop believing that. It's not their world. It's our world. We need to believe that. Belief is another version of this, and I'll touch on that in just a second. But we need to get out there and create. That is the most badass masculine thing you can do, is to build the world. Become the king. Right? And what I was going to say about belief is religion has always had that word belief and faith attached to them. Faith in God, faith in Jesus. It's the faith in yourself, the belief in yourself, that will make you legendary on a biblical scale. It's that faith or that belief within yourself that becomes the spiritual side of that. It's that belief. It's when your subconscious believes that you are the badass creator of your world and that you can manipulate this thing to look however you want. When your subconscious believes that, you will believe it. And when you believe it, it becomes, or when your subconscious believes it, it will become reality. And then you start to believe in it even more. And then the snowball just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger until you're living the life that you love. So I want to leave you with that. I'm not going to go too far into this one just because I wanted to, just touch on it and give you a quick overview of what I think, because this entire channel is based upon that spirituality piece. Even when we start talking about working out and relationships and purpose, The spiritual piece that I've just described to you will be intertwined with all of it. So I don't need to say a whole lot more other than I appreciate each and every one of you motherfuckers out there. And if you want any coaching, let me know. The website's good to go. You can book on there if you want to work together. I'd love to work with you. If not, just keep following along on these videos and hopefully we can learn something, or at least maybe you can teach me something. Let's see how this goes. But until then, you guys take care and God bless.